pancakes, making bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes. That's what I want to make, bacon pancakes.
Pancakes, yeah.
If you don't know the song, don't even try. All right.
I'm gonna sing along
You
to
don't watch
whatever I
Adventure
want.
Time.
Bitch.
No, you'll watch Adventure Time and then you will do things.
No.
Hello again, everybody! I am Danibus. Joining me, as usual, is the one and only Spectre. We're bringing you another DotA is Hard in-house game, bringing you the very best, the highest quality of low-tier pubs.
Oh baby, oh baby. These, of course,
Again,
are.
we're joined by the Earthshaker Liberation Front. Hopefully, they'll be more successful this time in their attempt to liberate the disenfranchised Earthshakers. The last time we saw this name, it did not go out well for them.
They did try and run and carry Earthshaker, which unfortunately didn't work out for them. They ban out the Bloodseeker.
Different team, but close. Yeah, that was actually a different team. That was the 5 Meepos.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Similar players, but
I don't know.
different name.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sickard and Artigus Meepro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Somebody else has put their team name on it this time.
Yeah. Oddly, the Bloodseeker banned out. Not quite sure about that. Maybe they're looking to pick up a Weaver later into the game. Bloodseeker being a good counter, although not often picked up. We already see the Magnus pick up and the Shadow Demon pick up as well. So already very similar heroes being picked and banned out so far. Although the Shadow Demon was
10 seconds remaining.
The sack.
Radiant
Life Stealer.
And we see a Leshrac picked up, the Life Stealer and Lone Druid
team
picked into the Shadow Demon still, so they're saying, screw you, we are not afraid of your demonic purge. We gonna hit on you whether you like it or not.
Gyrocopter.
The Gyrocopter being
Radiant
picked
team
up,
ban.
so we're gonna see a Shadow Demon Leshrac Gyro tri-lane, I would
Dire
assume.
team ban.
Of course, the Disruption setting up Split Earth if you can time it very well, and with the extra damage from Soulcatcher, the Gyrocopter Rocket Barrage, you're looking at a very potent killing lane. So far from the Dire,
Radiant team ban.
I would probably send Magnus mid, Lifestealer into a tri-lane and Lone Druid, whichever lane that the Nake's isn't. So at the moment they're trying to, the Dire are trying to ban out these support heroes because that's what they really need. So the ban on the Jackaro comes out. The Radiant banning out Axe, obviously not wanting to go against them. Also the strong support in Lena being banned out by the Dire, so we'll see who the last support to be banned out is, and it's a Rubik, so we won't be casting a Rubik game either. Meanwhile, the Queen of Pain is banned out by the Radiant, so maybe just trying to get out some of the mid heroes. Not too sure why they banned out the Axe. Not a very strong hero, especially against Lifesteal Lone Druid. He can jump in and sort of disrupt the flow of the fight, but really the Lifestealer can just hit through him with the Feast. He gains so much damage later in the game.
10 seconds
an Axe
remaining.
blinking in would just be a free kill for him.
5 seconds remaining.
Be interesting to see which supports that the Radiant decide to pick up. They pick up a Bane,
Dire team pick.
so possibly looking to lock down that Gyrocopter. And no, I can't hear you, Danibus. So I'm not sure what's going on. Is your microphone on? Open mic set up? My in-game audio is fine, I can hear the game and my sound is definitely on.
10
Do
seconds
you remember
remaining.
to jump into that broadcaster slot?
5 seconds remaining.
Puck!
Puck being picked out as the mid laner for the Dire side. So we're gonna see... Ooh, probably to counter-initiate that RP. We did see it work very well last game. Oh, I heard you for a second there, Daniel. It was kind of... But I did hear you. Hearing a bit of static now, just a tiny bit.
How about now?
Yep, I can hear you fine now.
Ah, there we go. Alright, I don't know what was happening. I just had to keep
5
turning open
seconds
mic on and
remaining.
off until it worked.
Okay, there you go. I know
I
Leshrac
just
did.
wasn't doing anything. I was sitting here going, and there's Leshrac, and then you'd go, oh, and we see a Leshrac coming out. I'm like, you freaking... I just said that.
said
What
that
the hell
again.
happened? I was
Boy.
sitting here talking about shit, and you just kept on talking over me. It was very annoying.
I could not
Yes,
hear it at
now.
all.
Okay, well, that explains that. We do know, of course, this fifth pickup is going to be a Meepo. As I have instructed this team, they need to pick a Meepo. So let's just see them.
It really
follow my
doesn't fit
orders.
in with their lineup.
That's irrelevant. That's this irrelevant. Just Lifestealer on a lone Meepo.
They should
just
either
dancing
pick
around
up
it
a
there.
jungle hero or a tri-lane hero. But most of the good tri-lane heroes are gone. Maybe an Undying would be a decent pickup, but that's putting a lot of melee heroes in there. I think they need
I
a
disagree
range.
entirely
range
with your
hero.
premise. I think the Meepo is a spectacular combo for this lineup. His AoE damage, great combo with the Magnus. Lifestealer, he just gets one little Meepo, runs him in there infested with a Lifestealer. Everyone thinks, oh, there's a Meepo, let's get him.
Because I mean, the Gyrocopter Flat Cannon, the Leshrac Pulse Nova and Split Earth, the Puck Waning Rift Illusionary Orb, and Dream Coil wouldn't hurt a Meepo at all. All those
No,
AoE
no,
spells
Meepo-
completely useless.
Completely useless, he just spreads the damage, you know, completely useless.
This ain't a Sunstrike, boy.
10 seconds remaining.
And no, RE7 Circle, Leshrac did not say the sack. He did say his name, Leshrac. It is, of course,
I
a
believe he
bit of
said
an
the
odd...
sack.
The sack! Sack of Leshrac.
He loves sacks.
Fear it.
He does.
So I really have to say
Actually,
I
notice on the,
favour the draft of the DotA side.
Interesting little note about sacks. If you have a look at the Shagbuck career released by Cyborg Matt, Anuxi, and a few other
Better
people,
get ready.
it does actually have testicles, which is a nice little feature there.
So, looking at the players,
So
we have
possibly the first
Sicket.
in-game testicles.
Sicket up on the Nakes. Artigus at Meepro Elf on the Ancient Apparition. AMDAC on the Magnus. C-Rays on the Bane. And Cheewilly on the Lone Druid.
And on the Dire side, we've got Infy on the Weaver, 5 on the Shadow Demon, Lehman on the Leshrac, Breeze on the Gyrocopter, and Beast. Once again, Beast moding it up on the least beastly hero, Puck.
Puck, of course, being a genderless freak of time. And we see a very, very pretty courier on the side of the Dire, petals flowing from his sack.
Yes, it is actually. That is flowing directly out of his
And
backpack
just
there.
a standard donkey courier, really the Radiant at a disadvantage. I think
Yeah, that's a
donkey-
huge morale disadvantage.
exactly, you really need something with an effect at least. I mean, maybe a mythical courier, but definitely something with an effect.
The game is on.
And I really think that the Dire's outdrafted the Radiant here with the early picks of the
High hopes for this one.
all of the early core heroes picked up by the Radiant in the first 3 picks. They were able to devote the last 3 bands all to support heroes, so we kind of end up with the substandard AA. And while Bane is decent, I don't think he's really going to do too much against this lineup of the Dire side. You might be able to lock
And
down
there's
the
so many
Weaver.
other supports they could pick from. I mean, I would have preferred to see maybe a Windrunner for the counter push he offers.
So the ward placed up by the Radiant instantly dewarded by the Sentry ward here. But we did actually see that camp spawn up, so even though it was warded, it wouldn't have blocked that pull camp. So if you're looking at this later, Artigus at Meepro, that spot that you've been using doesn't block the camp. So maybe you'd like to
Where were
watch
they
the replay
exactly?
bit
Where did they
later.
place it? I didn't see it.
They placed it right here,
Ah, yes, that one not blocking
so
blocking anything.
not close enough. So now that camp has been stacked up by the Shadow Demon, and he'll be able to pull it back when necessary. So at the moment,
Hopefully
we
he doesn't pull it right now.
no.
'Cause,
A little good use of phase shift by Puck there, managing to dodge the shockwave damage coming out from Magnus. So far, this mid lane
hard to
very
do in that
even.
level 1 phase shift.
It is. It's only what 0.75 per second, so very quick reaction times from Beast here. Of course, you have seen him play quite a few games, and he is a very competent mid laner and just a generally competent player in general. Of course,
Yeah,
Magnus
definitely
using
worthy of the name.
Magnus using some animation cancelling to bait out that phase shift earlier and then hits Puck with the shockwave later on. But he does already have.
Now we're seeing another lone druid versus Weaver solo on bottom lane here. We saw this a couple of games ago, and the lone druid did not come out favourably. So we'll just have to see how that goes.
I do believe...
he has picked up an Orb of Venom this time.
And we see some early aggression coming out here. Ancient Apparition using Cold Feet, and it does proc. So it's going to be a first blood on this Gyrocopter with kill from Main. But the Ancient Apparition does get locked into the trees here by the illusion. Goes down. You can see that early damage coming out from the Ancient Apparition. Chilling Touch really taking down that support there. But with double kills
as well
coming out from both teams, that's a 2-for-2 trade. Of course, Gyrocopter being the first to go down there, so the first blood does go the way of the Radiant. I'm going to say goes in their favour.
Yeah, slight advantage to the Radiant there.
With Disruption and Soulcatcher coming out on the Ancient Apparition. Gyro comes forward with a Rocket Barrage, but he's taking so much damage here. I think the Cold Feet's going to proc with the Open Wounds, and that's another kill on the Gyro. This Cold Feet Open Wounds combo is really, really powerful. It's not something that I had thought of during the draft, but that AA actually being a very good pickup. Weaver also killing off the lone druid at bottom lane and escaping with about 20 health, but at the top, Leshrac trying to run.
Bane here, trying to eat his way out, but he's not going to make
Bane
it.
caught by the illusions, and Leshrac is going to go down to the Nakes. Again, now the Shadow Demon in a bit of a spot trying to body block. He eats up the Tango, but with one more auto, he's going to get it. Oh, and the damage from the tower is going to be enough to take out the Nakes. Oh,
he should have turned around, attacked the creep, gained a bit of health back.
And Magnus also going down to the Puck. So Beast manages to pick up a solo kill on the Magnus. Is going to put the mid lane in favour of him, definitely finishing up his magic one now.
Yeah, Beast
so much action coming out already, only 4 minutes into the game and 11 kills. It's an extremely action-packed game, and you wouldn't expect anything less from these two ultra-aggressive tri-lanes. We've got a Leshrac Shadow Demon combo with Gyro follow-up, and also a Cold Feet Chilling Touch with Nakes and also a Bane. That's a guaranteed proc of Cold Feet, I believe, if he uses Nightmare. I don't think it removes the buff, the debuff rather. And we see Shadow Demon slept up, so Nakes is going to come in here, but I think Leshrac is going to hang around and they're not going to be able to go on this. Nakes just really missing out on a bit of farm. The Disruption comes out, and the Bane also gets hit by the Split Earth, but the Gyro does go down to the Cold Feet Open Wounds combo. The Bane manages to sleep himself. Amazing job there, and the Split Earth follow-up from Leshrac doesn't hit. Meanwhile, the Shadow Demon gets off the Disruption. The other one, the Soul Catcher on the Nakes, but he rages up and runs away. Shadow Demon did have to salve and clarity up just there, and we do see a rotation in from BC. Illusionary Orbs up to the high ground, hits the Bane with it. Oh, but hits the silence too late. One auto attack gets him, and he still needs one auto attack. He throws down the ultimate, but it only hits on Ancient Apparition. He's going to orb into the bushes, but it goes in. He's trying to get out, and he finally takes him down. A phase shift dodges the hit from the Nakes. Excellent play there from Beast, managing to phase shift right as the auto attack damage from Nakes is about to come out, and he dodges it and runs away, with Nakes going down to the rocket barrage of Gyrocopter. Amazing play there from the Puck. Excellent timing.
And a small gloating pause coming out here. Not tactical so much as it may be gloating.
And we see, as for the offlane, Lone Druid and Weaver, the Weaver is winning the matchup so far. He did get the solo kill on the Druid. He did survive with about 20 health. This was a couple of minutes ago. And he is leading the CS war as far as it goes. There is an Orb of Venom picked up. And they're going to pressure this top tower a lot. Leshrac, no mana for the follow-up Split Earth, however.
Radiant's
So they're going to
top
put a
tower
lot of
is
damage
taking
on this
hits.
this top tower, but Leshrac standing out of range for the Edict damage for most of that. If you
Orb of
do,
Venom.
yeah, Orb of Venom on the
Sorry, you
bear.
just said Orb of Venom picked up? Yeah, that was picked up right at the
Dyer's
beginning of the game, of
mid-tower's
course, as
having
I said.
technical difficulties.
Not right at the beginning. It was probably
Radiant's
about
top
2
tower's
minutes
hurting.
in that he picked it up from the side shot.
Quite early.
Have fun
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
definitely. I
bust
was
down
pointing
radiant
it out.
structures now.
And then
Yeah, no.
Leshrac not having any mana for stuns or Edict, but a
You've got
future
Invis Magnus coming in here.
word of warning for Leshrac players: if you pop off Edict and attack the tower at your maximum range, the Edict doesn't actually hit the tower. It does have only a
Radiant's
radius of
mid-tower's coming
500,
apart.
where your attack range is 600, so you do need to stand a bit closer.
Good
Radiant's
tip, good
mid-tower
tip.
could use a hand.
And
We're
we
seeing a lot of
see,
these Leshrac corns, they must be quite popular.
yeah, a lot of damage on the Weaver. The Weaver getting rooted, but instantly uses the ultimate, and then Puck comes in with the ultimate and cleans the lone druid up. Beast on a killing spree. We're gonna see the Cold Feet and Nightmare combination, but he gets disrupted as Snakes comes in. He's still gonna try and go on him. The Rocket Barrage hitting mainly there. The Puck TP's up, gets the Illusionary Orb and silenced off, and that is gonna be the death of AA. It looks like they might be able to
Excellent
go
defensive
forward
disruption
onto Bane, but the fast movement is going to and Nake's
There are 4
rages
of them here.
in.
Next is going to be very
Very
careful there.
careful. He does manage to rage up and walk away with some help from his phase boots that he has picked up. So quite a low last hit
Dyer's
game, but
mid-tower could
many
use a little
kills,
help.
16 kills in
Radiant's
around
bottom
about 8
tower ain't a
minutes.
pretty sight right now.
Yeah, on bottom lane we're seeing much of a
Dyer's mid-tower won't last
same
much
situation we
longer.
saw in the other game where
Trouble brewing at
those
Radiant's bottom
ganks from
tower.
mid lane have secured the win for Weaver down here.
Exactly. Weaver trying to duck in and out of power range to take the aggro off him. Of course, he can just A-click one of his own creeps, even if you are at full health. Using an attack move command on a creep will de-aggro the tower on you, provided that you aren't the closest target there. Or if you don't A-click hero directly afterwards. Some D-warding coming out from the Ancient Apparition on top, and he actually misses his last uphill shot, and Shadow Demon is gonna kind of ward him off there, but he goes back in and gets that D-ward. Puck Illusionary Orb comes out, but it looks like it's just a bit of harass damage on the Magnus
Dyer's
lane.
top tower's getting beat down.
Yeah, he has got a regen rune in his proverbial pants, so he's going to be going down the bottom lane, probably popping that off before he goes in to give him that extra mana.
Weaver popping off the ultimate already. He's going to go down to one more shot, and he kills him in the Sakuchi Fade time. But the Puck is rotating in one orb, and he does also have the ultimate at his disposal. He pops in. Silence is out of range, but he does drop the ultimate if he needs to stay in range of this here, and he doesn't kill off the lone druid. And even with the regen rune, he's not willing to go in. And if that bear gets one entangle off, he can go down. He uses the regen rune, snaps back in, but he misses and doesn't jaunt when it was sitting here, so go back in. But the Puck is going to run away here.
Dangerously back to that T2.
And the Illusionary Orb kills him off. A lot of action going up on the top here. A split earth with no setup being hit for the kill on Magnus. Some good play from Leshrac here. And the Weaver picks up a double kill, manages to kill off the Ancient Apparition. Fortify coming out from Dyer, and Nyx is in a very bad spot. The denial coming out from Leshrac as well. With no TP scroll on the Nyx, he can't just rage up and TP out. The disruption on him actually saving him for a moment. The Gyrocopter still gets the last hit there. So, always carry TP.
Just getting some important information here. Apparently Mirana's mount also has testicles. So that courier not going to be the first balls in game. Her original mount, I believe.
And we see Leshrac has learned from his mistakes, standing in range now. Another wonderful split earth on him, manages to catch out the Ancient Apparition. The tower does go down to that Leshrac. We see 3 points up in the Edict. Definitely going for a push build. My favourite build for sure. Meanwhile, mid lane again is just passively farming. We haven't seen too much rotation from Magnus apart from He went to top lane and unfortunately died in his troubles. Hopefully he can achieve a bit more. He's still about 1,700
Guess what's
away
happening
from
in the
this
Dyer's
dagger.
bottom tower?
While Puck is about 1,000 away from his. Of course, with those
Dyer's
rotations,
mid-tower won't last much
he is
longer.
401 at the moment on the Puck. If we switch over to the net worth, we can see the top 3 farmers are all on the Dyer side. Puck, Weaver, and Gyro all very strong. Fake out of the RP from the Magnus. We're seeing a lot of fake out RPs here. Gyro comes forward with the Lone Druid. You see the cooldown comes down and it hits on Magnus. It's going to be a lot of damage, but he does skewer away. Bane is here for backup, so he'll be able to sleep this Weaver or even ultimate.
There goes Radiant's bottom tower.
He's not. Just 1 creep away from getting that level 6, a bit unfortunate there. Meanwhile, the bottom tower on the side of the Radiant goes down to the Puck.
Looks like mid tower's
Oh, and the ultimate from the Bane kills off the Gyrocopter instantly. Shadow Demon with a disruption, but he's in a very, very bad spot. The Demonic Purge coming out on the Magnus as well. He's going to skewer in and oh! In the cast animation of the reverse polarity gets killed, but a root on the Puck is going to ensure a kill. AA ultimate comes through and this Leshrac is going to shatter in just a moment. Boom. The Lone Druid also gets defensively slept, so he can't take any more damage there apart from possibly
The Dyer might want to mine the top tower.
Meanwhile, Nake's hitting on the top tower, but he's going to run away after the Gyro comes in. And apparently, from its Josh, it's the cosmetic mount that gets the balls. So, Rana actually has 2 cosmetic mounts. He's got the Owl Lion and the Ormir Mythical Dragon. But I would assume that it was the Owl Lion that has the balls. So maybe a Nooksy
I will have a look.
is loving them balls.
I don't know. I will ask her later.
I'm getting a correct from my wonderful fiance, so she must have looked at the items in a bit of the downtime. So confirmed, Owlet
I'm
balls.
sure your fiance, of course, loving the animated balls as well.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, baby.
And we do see a Sentry Ward placed down mid, so if they decide to get a bit aggressive on the Weaver, they certainly can. The sleep comes out, but we've got 3 heroes from the Dyer come in instantly. And the Bane and the Ancient Apparition destroyed. Gyro has picked up a Claymore in his stash, so it looks like he's going to be building towards that Shadow Blade very soon, only a K away from it. Maybe trying to hide it away for now so they don't know he's going for it. The next man's up to the Gyro, goes the open wounds and starts raging him up. But with no backup,
Somebody's cooked Radiant's mid-tower's getting banged up.
Another kill on the Puck, and they will be able to take this mid lane with
breaking
the
down
4
Radiant
point
structures like this. The Dyer best
does get fortified, and an Ancient
Radiant's
Apparition ultimate
mid-tower's
is going
coming
to come
apart.
through the tower.
Radiant's mid-tower ain't doing so good.
This
Dyer's
next
bottom
really
tower's
needs to
getting
rage up and
business.
TP out. Of course, if you rage, you
Dyer
become magic
gave up
immune,
the
and
bottom
you can
tower.
TP out. The only thing that could, of course, stop it would be a BKB piercing ult, which no one has a BKB piercing stun,
Guess what's
rather.
happening to Dyer's bottom
And
tower.
you can see that he just rages and blinks out. The Dyer side having no counter to that rage apart from the Demonic Purge, the Shadow Demon, which
Dyer's top
slows and
tower's
doesn't
getting
actually
beat
stop
down.
him. We do see
Certainly does not.
we also see Puck picking up his blink, so we're going to see a lot more plays coming out from him. Blink in, drop that silence, illusionary orb out if it goes poorly, otherwise you drop the ult, do a bit of a phase shift, and there you have it. Lots of kills for you. We also see Arcanes up on the Shadow Demon and the Leshrac, so this team is not going to be running out of mana anytime soon. We take a quick look, and apparently Lone Druid has a Maelstrom completed up. If we take a quick look at the experience, Dyer is 5k ahead and 2.5k gold ahead. A bit of a swing going back in the way of the Radiant after looks like a few kills, but nothing's going to happen there. Weaver getting a little bit aggressive on the Magnus, but going to back off. Looks like a bit of map sense coming out there. I'm gonna dodge the 4-hero rotation from the Radiant. They may decide to try and take down that T2 tower bottom with the Lone Druid Bear. Oddly, the Lone Druid keeping the Maelstrom on his hero and not his bear. Of course, the attack damage much better on the bear because he is the entangled proc. And also no
the attack
boots.
speed, of course, you mean.
Yep. And the no boots on the Spirit Bear either. So even though he does have that Orb of Venom, just sitting about 380 movement speed when he could be out in front.
Yeah,
So,
the best boots, of course, being phase boots. But if you're not quite comfortable microing that bear, as I know I'm not, the other option is to put the phase boots on your druid, and then you
Puck
can
blinks
phase
forward
the
and
bear
silences the AA and takes him down. Just a silence illusionary orb and auto attacks. He runs straight into the Shadow Demon, who gives him some more mana. And some boots on the Lone Druid now, so that bear now has the boots and the Maelstrom switched to him as well. So there we go.
Hearing us, obviously. Cheewilly. No, not Cheewilly. Cheewilly. I'm calling him.
We want Cheewilly. We want Cheewilly.
Change your name.
And we also see the Shadow Amulet picked up the gyro, picked up by the gyro, so that will be his Shadow Blade complete. The Dire 3-core lineup really defeating the Dire right now. All 3 ahead of the 3 cores of the Radiance. We'll see if that reverse polarity can really be used to great effect to turn these fights, but in equal levels, the Rift, not the Rift, the Dream Coil from Puck is going to be very good.
You'll get there eventually.
And Naix has picked up an armlet, and Magnus has also picked up a Blink Dagger. With a smoke up, we see the Naix inside of the empowered Magnus. He's going to wait for that Blink Dagger. I don't think they saw them smoke up, however.
But he's sitting there as if he knows. He is hiding behind that shop, and they don't see him. He's spotting him out, and he blinks back in. Oh, and the instant cancellation of the...
oh, wow. Excellent play there. He comes in, he shockwaves him off, but he has a haste rune. They are not going to catch this Puck.
He doesn't care.
The illusionary orbs down and blinks away. That's time wasted, a smoke wasted, and Naix sitting in the Magnus all along. That is very unfortunate for the Radiant.
That is one ballsy Puck.
The ward spotting out all the heroes there. I didn't think that they had spotted the smoke, but maybe Puck had. And then some excellent phase shifting there. Luckily, cancelling the Bane ultimate right as it hit him. So maybe a bit of luck, maybe extreme good play.
Oh, and he jumps in to take out the AA with a single illusory orb and a waiting rift.
Beast just man-moding all up in here. He does pick up the ultimate orb, so it looks like he's going to be going for that Scythe of Vice. Of course, might be picking up a Lincoln Sphere as well. It's quite good for kind of counter-initiating well, rather just countering the counter-initiate after you blink in. The Magnus blinks forward.
Or an Eye of Skadi. Could be going for the Eye of Skadi.
The Magnus blinks forward, but the Puck blinks out. We see a bit of action down here in the jungle. The SD is going to go down to the root and armlet next. The Lone Druid does go down as well. Meanwhile, we've got 3 heroes, and he doesn't rage up before trying to come out. A 3-man RP coming out, but Naix unfortunately dies before the RP comes out. So this Magnus is going to go down to auto attacks from the Weaver.
6 in a row.
No, the Puck cakes it though.
Yeah. And the Ancient Apparition ultimate, of course, falling short and missing the heroes of the Dire. Track going to find a regeneration rune. We'll probably leave it for the Puck together in the bottle. 1.6k up on the Puck, so soon we'll see what item he decides to go.
Yes, it is rather rich, and it looks like it might be going into solo Roshan, but no, he backs out.
Gyrocopter also with an ultimate orb, so we'll probably see a Manta style up on him soon. Most people opt to go the Yasha first just because it does give you that attack and movement speed bonus. It makes farming for Gyrocopter a lot easier than just the plain 10 stats to all. But maybe he just wants a bit of tank to maybe last through an open wounds rage attack and maybe an RP skewer. There's still a decent pickup for him, no matter which way he decides to build it. I don't believe the Radiant have any detection, so they're going to be very open to the Shadow Amulet and the Sakuchi of Weaver. Puck and Weaver picking up a very easy kill on the Ancient Apparition. Now they're going to be able to kite around this Nake's. Nake's going to have to just back off there. He does have 15 one charges, so he can regen his health if he wants. I'd really like to see Beast blink in and drop the ultimate and silence here. And he does, he drops the silence.
There he goes, almost hearing you.
But he just illusionary orbs away and Nake's invests into a creep.
Just a bit of harass, scaring that Nake's.
And he has used his ultimate now, so he won't have that up for the next fight. Most likely it does have a 1 minute
explosion of blood.
Yeah. I do love the effect animation on that infest. Kaboom! Shrek, meanwhile, has...
It is.
Yeah, what the Ogre Club picked up by Leshrac, so it looks like he is going to be building a BKB just to last a bit longer in these fights and do that dreaded Pulse Nova damage. We also...
Beast picking up a Haste Rune. We know how dangerous he can be with those.
We also see a Lincoln's picked up on the Weaver, so he is not going down anytime soon. Bane's going to have to use at least 2 spells on him. To get the second one off, so at least they do have.
He's going in. He's going
and the Weaver caught out by the by the Magnus, but he just time lapse. He time lapses back into the middle and escapes with the Sakuchi. Makes in a precarious position, but it doesn't look like Puck and Leshrac are going to try and go on him. Some great ward coverage by the Die here. They can spot out that that whole jungle area. Also using that ward to block that camp off. If they had placed it just here, it would block off both that camp and that camp. But deciding just to place it, block off that camp, I suppose. Does grant quite limited vision though because of the trees placed around it. And we see the Radiant grouping up middle. Oh, so Gyro actually being able to catch up quite a bit with all of the team fights so far, only being the Track Shadow Demon, Weaver and Puck. He's caught up to the Puck almost and will be overtaking him soon. That Flat Cannon really doing its job. Has already picked up the Yasha, so is now only 800 gold away from the Manta. The Shrek also doing some Ancient stacking. It is spotted out by the AA, and the Leshrac should have seen that ultimate coming. He's going to go for the stack anyway. The bear does spot it out, and it looks like the bear's going to block off the stack as well. Yep, it does. So we've got a...
just blocks it off.
So we've got a triple stack up on the Ancients here, and they do know what's going on. But Weaver's going to get very aggro on this AA, and the AA is going to go down yet again. These high mobility heroes of the Weaver and Puck are able to pick him off so easily, just jump behind and go in. Disruption comes out, but unfortunately the Soul Catcher going on the bear instead of the hero. It looks like Gyrocopter
is very easily farm up this Ancients.
Yep, the Flat Cannon doing so much work for him. He's going to be able to take him down very easily, and that's going to be his mantra as well. An excellent support play from Leshrac there, getting a triple stack of Ancients up for the Gyro, who has now surpassed the Puck in net worth. Nakes has picked up a drum, so going for that drum phase armlet build, which FNC coined a month or so ago. Well, not a month or so, what am I talking about, like 5 months ago. Mag blinks forward, gets the 2-man RP, followed up by a wonderful split earth from Leshrac, and a great cooldown from Gyro, but they're going to be able to capitalize on this. They take down a double kill for the Leshrac. Might be a triple. No, it does go the way of the Weaver, but another excellent split earth from him, managing to stun the Nakes right as he comes out of rage. And Gyro, of course, does have that mantle being delivered by the courier just before that team fight. So now the experience going almost 20k in the way of the Dire, and around 12k gold in the way of the Dire as well.
Radiant's toughened up their structure.
Gonna bash on this middle tower. The AA ult is gonna come through. Oh, Gyro just misses it. Probably in danger. Maybe not in danger of shattering, but still quite low health. So,
yeah, with a follow-up, that would have been bad for him.
Definitely. And Weaver has picked up a Yasha, so it looks like he may be going for the Manta build as well. Maybe wanting to Manta out of the cold feet.
Puck has got that side device as well.
Towers. You know the drill.
Excellent.
So not going with the Eye of Skadi as I predicted.
Silence and Illusionary on with with the Scythe. Too much for Magnus. He goes down in second. The Shrek has picked up that Mithril Hammer, and it looks like he is still about 1,200 gold off getting that BKB. He's going to stack up these Ancients again. Again, great play from the Leshrac, getting some unaided split earths in team fights when it mattered, and also having the presence of mind to stack these Ancients whenever he's nearby for the farming carries. So great play there. And SD has also completed up his mech. So a lot of team fight items coming out. Phase boots have been picked up by that lone druid bear. We might see a bit of a clash at bottom lane here. Weaver goes into the Sakuchi trying to scout out possibly, sees no one. But that Naix has to be very careful. The blink forward and the Scythe and Silence. I think he stacked that a little bit too much. He really needs to use the Scythe, and then as he's starting to get away, use the Hex. Or rather, use the Scythe and then use the Silence. And for his troubles, Magnus is going to go down. The Naix comes out of the creep. Puck. Bit too out of range for the Silence there.
But he can't get him.
Magnus buyback, seeing as he did not use the RP in that engagement. Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition picks up the haste rune.
It will take more than death to stop him, as he declares.
Gotta say, if Gyro can hit a good call down here, the AoE damage with the Puck and the Leshrac is gonna...
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
Edict is picked up, and look at the damage to the tower.
Radiant lost one of them bottom
that
towers.
Edict is an amazing spell. It's 50 damage every, what is it? What is it, like 5 of a second or something, and it lasts 8 seconds? It's just
yes,
insane.
That's the power of Lash. In the words of Huey Lewis and the News.
Yes. Cold Feet coming out and showed him, and he has to be careful. It has popped on him, but looks like there's going to be no sort of initiation. Everyone too afraid to leave the base with the Puck and Weaver out here.
Yeah, Puck casting a terrifying shadow across that Radiant team.
Radiant's top
with
tower
his very fierce colours and just formidable looking face.
Right, colours warns you he's poisonous. Don't ingest. Don't ingest.
Tower's taking hits.
Lifestealer does not want to eat this Puck.
At the moment, they're just
Radiant's
out
top
here.
tower's in bad
Dire
shape.
ward is put up, but I believe it's too far behind the tree to give any sort of good vision. Let me switch over. No, it does actually give some decent uphill vision here, so a good placement of the ward by the Dire, being able to spot out some rotation there. Some pings coming out on Roshan now.
That would be a good item. I've just thought of an item.
Yep.
Yep, it's like a potion. Call it like poison tonic or something. What it does, it means that any lifesteal, if they lifesteal on you, it like does extra damage to them, you know, rather so you become poisonous.
Like tentacles, acid blood.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a clarity potion. You cast it on yourself and last.
And they're gonna spot out the Roshan attempt. The Dire may be in some trouble here. The lone druid bear comes in, but they're gonna back out instantly. The Magnus with the lifestealer inside. They're gonna choose to go on the Shadow Demon instead of the 2 heroes in the back lane.
Silence.
Oh, and the Puck comes in and just a big shot, and the cooldown's gonna hit on the lone druid. He's gonna take both hits, and the Leshrac mans up.
Oh, poor timing there by the disruption. But it doesn't matter.
And that is a complete team wipe. 5 for 0 in the way of the Dire. That's gonna be a free Roshan. That's gonna be a free bottom tower if they push quickly enough. Sitting at 14, 1, and 9. Amazing play from Puck here. Infini also on the Weaver has Manta flying out to him on the Courier. It looks like Leshrax's BKB is concluded as well.
But the Dyer's
The Shadow Demon picking up Aegis of the Immortal. That is just salt in the wound. Almost
after all of the Puck and the Weaver both walking away from it, leaving him to stand rather confused for a moment before picking it up.
30k experience in the way of the die and 20k gold. I don't think they have much of a chance of winning this. Magnus comes in from an RP, but he gets disrupted instantly, and he gets killed by his own illusions and the flat cannon from Gyro.
While charging, so his corpse continued to charge.
Not even death can stop him. Corpse train, choo choo.
radiant structures must have been fortified.
The fortification being popped up. But Puck blinking forwards, throwing down the ultimate, but it only hits on AA. A good little split earth coming out from Leshrax, getting the important hero of the next. He does have Rage up in 3 seconds, but they're going to go for the AA instead. Not managing to... Oh, and the ultimate comes out and doesn't manage to kill anyone. It looks like it may have come out. Puck, too much damage. Oh, it skewers back the Gyro into the... and the Puck into the...
getting hammered.
into the fountain, but Puck manages to live. The Gyro not so lucky. Nice little play there from the Magnus, and another unassisted split earth coming out from Leshrax. Great aim from him. Oh, the blink forward RP on 3. The next comes out. The Empower up on the next as well. No, he doesn't. But the Aegis pops off. Weaver able to take out the Magnus on the back lines. Magnus with no tank. And another kill for the Puck. Got to be careful of this
no
ancient
one able
apparition.
to take out this Puck with 300 health left. He's fought off a lone druid and an Axe there.
And the good game is called. The bottom racks is taken, and at 41 to 13, you can't blame the Radiant for tapping out. The Weaver gaining too much.
It's been over for a while.
That's 4 heroes. Leshrax even out farming the Nakes at this point.
Lost the top tower.
And the Puck picking up a Dagon. In fact, going straight for a Dagon too. Snake's manning up on the Weaver. The Weaver time-lapse is out. And it looks like the damage from the Manta might be enough. No, the Infest into the bear and pops out. A nice little pickup. Snake's there.
Oh, but he does go down to the... gets denied by the Bane. Rather than letting him walk into base. And then Bane DCs. A solid FU to the Nakes.
And the blink silence in, and the Magnus getting dagoned by the Puck. A big red finger coming out and just killing off the Magnus. The Radiant team DCing.
Middle finger.
Only Cheewilly left on the Radiant side. Unfortunately, the Radiant just not being able to string together a good team fight with all the disruptions from the Puck. Some excellent split earths coming out from the track, and also the disruptions from the Shadow Demon just doing too much. The Gyro didn't have as much impact in the game as I thought he would. Still some good pickups on him, but I really think man of the match definitely goes out to Beast on the Puck, showing us again he is an excellent player, looking to pick up the Dagon 3 from the Shadow. He blinks into the fountain. There's a bit of a half-hearted illusory orb.
A little too much.
Killed.
Perhaps too big a balls on that, I'm afraid.
And the throne does go down for the Dire.
A very quick DC from Beast there.
And definitely, even after that terrible fountain dive, MVP definitely going out to the Puck, who was before that death, 18, 1, and 9.
Look at those scores. I mean, he was that game.
Definitely. And I did call it from the beginning. The lane's just too strong from the Dire. The tri-lane from the Radiant actually doing very well at the beginning. The combination of the Cold Feet and Open Wounds, definitely a combination I'm going to try out in my games later. But they were giving away... They were giving away too many kills on the top lane. As we said, a very high kill game at the beginning, even ending up an extremely high kill game. But they, instead of getting just kills, they were always trading off the Bane and the Ancient Apparition for the Gyrocopter at the beginning. So
Yeah.
the trade's
And we've
not
seen once
favouring
again
them
that
in the late game.
Yeah, we've seen once again that Lone Druid cannot stand up to a Weaver solo. He just can't get the kills off that he needs, and the harass. So
It's just too
that's
much
just never going to
mobility.
work.
So this is going to be
GG.
This is going to be it for me for the night. So if you can see the links on the side of the stream there, these VODs will be put up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/SpecDota.